You will be watching an episode, a portion of an episode from the television series Car 54, Where Are You? And this television series was on the television in the years 1961-62.
I'm sorry I failed you, Dad. Gunther was right. I'm just not practical enough to be a policeman. I have no confidence in myself anymore. Poor Mother. She's going to be heartbroken. Mother?
Is that my baby boy? I didn't hear you come in.
Mother, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Yes, dear.
Mother, I don't think I've been a very good policeman.
Well, then why don't you quit the force, dear?
But, Mother, I've spent 10 years on the force. What would I do if I quit?
Well, for one thing, you might become a foreign diplomat. You've got nice features, and you're tall.
But, Mother, I like being a policeman. In fact, I thought I was a pretty good policeman until today when Gunther said I wasn't any good.
Don't fret, Francie. Look at it this way. You've always tried your best, and you've always been on the right side. And your mother's proud of you, because it's certainly better that you were a failure as a policeman than a failure as a gangster or something.
You're always there when I need you.
That's what mothers are for. Now get out of that silly uniform and get dressed for dinner.
Notice what she called it, uniform. Let's listen in, more's going to happen.
Mr. Cathy's bringing your psychology instructor over tonight.
Psychology instructor?
Yes, and please just don't sit around and try to make conversation.
I certainly want to talk to him.
And after 10 years on the police force, you suddenly had this psychological feeling that you're not cut out to be a policeman and that you want to quit.
That's right. But I want to make absolutely sure. After all, I spent 10 years on the force, and besides, I've got so much money tied up in uniforms.
In what? Uniforms.
Yes.
Not lies Mr. Benedict all evening.
Oh, please, Kathy, this is very important. It means my whole future.
All right, I'll help Mother with the dishes.
Thanks. Mr. Benedict.
Now, wait. You mentioned uniform. When you were a child, did you ever have a cowboy costume?
No.
A sailor suit?
You see, I grew so fast, I practically went from diapers to long pants.
It's obvious you have a uniform fixation.
A uniform fixation?
Yes, you should never have become a policeman.
No?
No, the only reason you were a policeman was for the opportunity to wear a costume. To you, the police uniform was merely the cowboy costume you never had as a child.
Just a costume? Mr. Benedict, if I'm not cut out for a policeman, what am I cut out for? I must be good for something.
We can find out in a minute. The Anderson Vocational Aptitude Test will tell us when I say a word.
Okay, now in the 60s there was a great movement in psychology to determine the credibility and the applicability of those who are in positions of leadership in corporations. So all sorts of tests were developed to give applicants and to see what their future might be just simply by taking a bunch of tests. So in this little episode, they're pretty much telling you that all those psychological tests are just stupid.
All I want you to do is to say immediately the first word that comes to your mind. Ready?
Go ahead.
Book.
Worm.
Horse.
Fly.
Lady.
Bug.
Japanese.
Beetle.
Clothes.
Moth.
Grass.
Hopper.
Thank you.
What does it show?
Why, this is astounding. Never have I given a test that pointed so definitely to one and only one career.
What does it show I should be?
An exterminator.
Exterminator?
Yes. You have the killer instinct, but in a very mild form.
Mr. Benedict,
Yes.
will I make a good exterminator?
You'll make a great exterminator.
Okay, they're telling you a lot of truth, a killer instinct. Kill people's joy. Get their jollies by writing people up for stupid violations of stupid codes and statutes and things like that. I'll do another video on that out of an episode that was done about codes and statutes of the city. This show was a pretty good show, and it was pretty popular. It only lasted 2 seasons. Now, you're looking at Fred Gwynne. Maybe you don't know who that is, but if you've ever watched the television series called The Munsters, he plays Herman Munster. That series will come after this series a few years later. But let's get back to this whole idea. Is it a costume or a uniform? Well, guess what? They're costumes. The history of the city police force goes back to Sir Robert Peel in England. He was the one that founded what were called the Bobbies. That's your city police force, and all other police forces then became modeled after the Bobbies in London. Now, incidentally, Sir Robert Peel will play the role in history of none other than Napoleon. That's right, Napoleon was fake. I did a video on Sir Robert Peel playing Napoleon, and you can probably find it on War Backwards is Raw or Plato's Cave Revisited. I forget where I put things, but anyhow, I believe it's titled Sir Robert Peel Plays Napoleon, something like that. Yes, police forces are wearing costumes. There's a little more, and I'll keep going. I'm having fun with this, and I hope you are too. So let's watch a little more here.
I don't care what the psychologist said. You're still a great cop, Francis.
No. I know what I am now, Gunther. I'm quitting the force.
You can't do that. You're my partner. You're my friend. You can't leave me.
Oh, I'll be seeing a lot of you. I'm going to become an exterminator. And you live in a pretty buggy neighborhood.
Francis, you were born to be a policeman.
No. I was just playing policeman, dressed up in this policeman's costume.
Okay, did you hear it? Did you hear it? I'm just playing policeman, dressed up in this policeman's costume. That's right. They're costumes. And yes, they have costumes fixations. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed watching these. It's been a real fun thing for me to do, and to try to find a few things to share with you. Costumes or uniforms? Definitely costumes. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. End of video.